What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having another fantastic day today. You can call me Spree and welcome back to another Madden 20 video. Today I want to go through and check out some of the top rated players for a bunch of positions in Madden 21. I want to go ahead and share my thoughts on where I think people should be rated. Are they overrated? Are they underrated? Are they completely snubbed off the list? There are definitely a few players that I think should have been on some of these lists. So let's go ahead, let's break those down. Let's have some fun getting ready for Madden 21. As always, we do have a couple of matters of business to get into before we jump into the video. First up, the winner for the golden ticket giveaway, Quincy and Enunwa, is going to be my man Blind. Make sure you come through and hit me up so I can get that out to you. Next up, we're rolling straight into the next golden ticket giveaway. This time, the giveaway is going to be for golden ticket Brian Burns. I'll be going ahead and doing the draw for him probably early next week. So if you want to go ahead and enter that draw for that golden ticket giveaway, as always, only for PlayStation, unfortunately. But if you want to go ahead and enter that giveaway, let me know in the comment section below which player you think was most disrespected for their ratings going into Madden 21. Now, obviously, this whole video will be breaking down a bunch of players, and there will be a few guys that I personally think were a bit underrated. So I'll definitely be sharing my thoughts with you throughout the video. But yeah, if you want to go ahead and enter that draw, pop down to the comment section below and let me know what you think. One last thing before we get into it, if you enjoy the video, if you have a good time, definitely feel free to pop down, hit that like button down below. If you want to come through and check out what we do in the future, if you enjoy the content, definitely go ahead, hit that subscribe button as well. Now, they haven't gone ahead and dropped the top 10 players at every position for Madden 21. Position groups like offensive line, defensive line, I think maybe linebackers as well haven't been dropped. So if you want me to go ahead and break down those ratings as well when those get dropped, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button down below. Alright, to get us started today, I think we have to start with the quarterbacks. We have the new $500 million man, Patrick Mahomes. We have the cover athlete, Lamar Jackson. Let's go ahead, let's break down some quarterbacks. First impressions of this group, I think they're looking pretty dang good. These are probably the guys that I would put on my top 10 list for NFL quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes, 99 overall, I think he definitely belongs there. He is such a talent, so crazy. So I think that's really good. Seeing Russ at number 2, 97 overall, I think sometimes people undervalue how amazing he actually is. 97 overall is definitely well deserved. Lamar Jackson, 94 overall, obviously the cover athlete, got a big overall boost. Balled out last year as the MVP, so looking pretty good there. For me, it's going to be 6 through 10 that has a few interesting things. Aaron Rodgers at an 89 overall. It feels like that is a bit of an underrating. I feel like he should probably be boosted a little bit. The dude still makes all the plays, makes all the throws. Very talented. I think Deshaun Watson at an 86 overall is a little bit low. I think he makes all the plays. He is a mobile quarterback. He makes all the throws. Lots of touchdowns, lots of yards, keeps his team in games. I think he should probably be closer to a 90 overall. Thinking about Madden Ultimate Team for Madden 21, Lamar Jackson is going to be used by a lot of people. Everyone's going to get the MVP edition so they can have that glitchy quarterback to start the game with that high speed. Obviously, a lot of guys are going to want to have Mahomes and Russell Wilson. They're going to be high overall guys, going to be able to make a lot of plays. Personally, I think going ahead and picking up someone like Deshaun Watson would be a great pickup early in Madden 21. Now, he's not going to be as crazy expensive as some of these other guys we've talked about, but he's going to be able to make a lot of plays. He's going to be mobile. I think he is going to be a good day one quarterback to have in Madden 21, so that's definitely something I'm thinking about. Moving over to the next position group, running backs, Christian McCaffrey. The man does it all. He is pretty much the offense over there in Carolina. Able to run the ball, catch the ball out of the backfield, just makes a lot of plays, so I think well deserved at 99 overall. I know guys like Le'Veon Bell, Todd Gurley didn't ball out last year and they are completely off this list. I think some newcomers like Josh Jacobs, Aaron Jones, they balled out last year, they definitely deserve to be on this list. I think I'll be targeting Saquon Barkley early in Madden 21. I think he has a good combination of speed, break tackle, able to catch the ball as well, so he's going to be the guy that I'll be looking to get. But yeah, overall, I think the running back group is looking pretty good. Moving on over to the tight end position, it's good to see that man George Kittle up there as the number 1 guy, 98 rated. A beast in the run game, good speed, able to catch the ball, makes a lot of plays. I think he is going to be the guy to target, a dual threat Madden Ultimate Team weapon at tight end. That's definitely the guy I'll be going for. Kelsey just behind. Obviously, he is probably the number 1 pass catching tight end in the league. Kittle only just behind him, but all of the versatility of Kittle, I think, puts him as the number 1 guy. But Kelsey is a weapon, a wide receiver playing at the tight end position. Mismatch, makes a lot of plays, so he's going to be a baller early on in Madden as well. At number 3, it's super interesting to see that Gronk can take a year off and come straight back as a 95 rated guy. he is going to be a beast in the run game, a good pass catcher. He's going to have a good rating in Madden Ultimate Team, so I wouldn't be surprised if he is a guy that a lot of people are using early on as well. For this position in particular, it definitely feels very top heavy. Kittle, Kelsey, Gronk, they feel like that little bit higher, that tier above some of these other guys. One name to keep an eye out on this list is definitely going to be Darren Waller. I think his cards in Madden Ultimate Team for Madden 20 have balled out his 97, absolute beast. Good combination of speed, run block. I think he's going to be a lower overall card, which means he's going to have a price that's probably going to be a bit more accessible for people starting early in the game. That's going to be a guy that I'll probably be targeting to get on my team early in Madden 21. Rounding out the offense, we've got the wide receiver group, and I think this position is probably the hardest to pick. People are going to be very opinionated on what they think and who they think are the best guys at this position. In particular, looking at those top three guys, Michael Thomas, DeAndre Hopkins, Julio Jones. I know if you ask a bunch of people, you're going to get a bunch of different answers who the best wide receiver in the NFL is. A lot of guys will take Julio, a lot of guys will take Hopkins. Obviously, EA has identified Michael Thomas as their guy this year. I think for me, I'm not always thinking about overall, I'm thinking about how they're going to fit on my team. I like speed, which means out of those three guys, I'll always go with Julio Jones. I just think he makes a lot of plays, and he has that speed combination that those other two don't. Tyreek Hill at 96 speed is going to be dangerous. Now, he is already going to be the fastest guy in the game, which makes him a threat straight away. But a 96 rated wide receiver, he's going to have better route running, better catching. That means he's not just going to be a kick returner, a speed guy, he's just going to be an overall weapon in the pass game. Super interested to see how he plays in Madden 21. Looking at the rest of the list, I think Devontae Adams belongs at number 5. He has been consistently a great player over the last few years, so probably well deserves to be in the top 5. Now, one guy that's not on the list is Antonio Brown. Obviously, he didn't play last year, but if he joins a team, I imagine he's going to ball out. It wouldn't surprise me to see him become a really good card again in Madden Ultimate Team. Over to the defensive side of the ball, starting with the pass rushers, and you have to start with Aaron Donald. The man is just ridiculous. He is crazy fun to watch, just makes all these plays. I think it's almost a guarantee each year now that Aaron Donald is going to be a 99 overall. Looking at the rest of the list, I think there's a couple of interesting things. I think JJ Watt looks a little bit high to me. I know he balled out, I know he made a lot of plays last year. It feels like he should be a little bit lower. Khalil Mack, Von Miller, down years for both of them. Still played really well, still Pro Bowl guys, but by their standards, not as well as they have played in the past. Interesting to see them so high on the list. Cam Jordan, Calais Campbell, two guys I really enjoy watching. I think it's good to see them getting some love. Somehow, despite the fact he gets a bunch of sacks, he gets a lot of tackles for loss, Chandler Jones always feels a little bit underrated. His cards never play quite as well as some of these other guys in Madden Ultimate Team, but 95 overall seems a little bit low. He should be a bit higher on the list. I think he was the Defensive Player of the Year runner-up, balled out for the last few years, an absolute stud on defense, so I kind of expect him to be a little higher on the list. Now, obviously, Myles Garrett went a little bit crazy, but while he played, he was on the absolute tier. I definitely think he belongs on this list. The guy that a lot of people are getting fired up about that is not on this list is obviously TJ Watt. Had a crazy good year last year. 14.5 sacks, made a lot of plays. I think he definitely deserves to be on this list. Maybe in that 93 to 95 overall range. It was definitely a career year for him, but I think he balled out. He made a lot of plays. He definitely deserves to be on this list. Moving over to the safeties, at the top of the list, we've got Harrison Smith. The guy is super consistent, makes a lot of plays. I think as a Madden guy, he's a little bit slow, so it's a guy that a lot of people don't use on their teams, but a highly rated guy, probably deserves to be high on the list. Tyron Smith, the number 2 rated safety in Madden 21. It's good to see him get some love. I'm a big fan of how he plays. Definitely a baller, that guy. Seeing Jamal Adams at number 3, interesting to see where he ends up if he does get traded, especially if he goes to a contending team as well. That could be a crazy addition, that final missing piece for some of those teams. I love his combination of speed, hit power. He is going to make a lot of plays for you. Again, a guy I'll be targeting early in Madden Ultimate Team. As a Broncos fan, very excited to see Justin Simmons getting some love. 90 overall rated. Made a lot of plays for us last year. Second team All-Pro. Deserves his rating, deserves to be high on this list, so I think he's right where he belongs. It's interesting how quickly people forget how amazing Derwin James was as a rookie. He pretty much made a position for himself. He was that chess piece that could be moved anywhere over the field, cover tight ends, blitz, make plays in the run game. I think his rating is accurate because he was injured, but I fully expect him to ball out next year and to be much higher on this list going into Madden 22. Again, another guy not getting enough love, another stealer. That's going to be Minkah Fitzpatrick. The guy balled out, first team All-Pro, plain and simple, he deserves to be on this list. Probably that 91, 92 rated. He balled out last year, definitely deserves to be on this list, so that is a little bit disappointing to not see him here. Last but not least, we've got the cornerback group, starting off with Stephon Gilmore, 99 rated player, defensive player of the year, absolutely deserves to be at the top of this list. Big fan of Jalen Ramsey, speed, hit power, coverage, makes all of the plays. He's a great card to have in Madden. It's good to see him highly rated as well. I think it's super interesting they have Jair Alexander rated higher than Tre'Davious White. Tre'Davious White was a first-team All-Pro, didn't allow any touchdowns, made a lot of plays. I feel like he should be higher on this list, probably 93, 94, maybe even 95. I wouldn't have been surprised if he'd been the number 2 corner on the list. He played so well for the Bills last year. I definitely think he deserves to be higher on this list. Thinking about Madden Ultimate Team, Jalen Ramsey, Tre'Davious White, Marlon Humphrey are going to be the 3 guys that I'll be targeting at the cornerback position. I think all of those guys are going to be ballers from day one. Overall, I think the lists are looking pretty solid. I think they picked most of the right players. Some clear snubs in my opinion, but overall they did a pretty good job picking the players that should be on this list. In my opinion, it feels like a lot of these players were slightly lower rated than what I would expect. A little bit of a bump, maybe 1 or 2 overalls, and that would probably match what I was expecting when I was going through these lists. Thinking about Madden Ultimate Team, overall isn't everything. You got to think about speed, you got to think about the particular stats that are important for each position. So I think a lot of these guys, it's going to be interesting to see what their Madden Ultimate cards look like, that's for sure. But yeah, overall it's been fun going through and checking out some of these players, getting hyped, getting ready for Madden 21. Before we finish up today, a quick reminder, go ahead, jump into that giveaway for Brian Burns, try a luck, see if you can pick up an absolute beast. Don't forget to pop down, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button down below. But yeah, we are going to finish up there, folks. Thank you very much for coming through, I really do appreciate it. Take it easy, everyone. You can call me Spree, and we out.